the Jim and Terry Show, coming to you with the irony are us, the juxtaposition of things that don't belong together. One of these things doesn't belong, like Trump and truth. They just don't fit together.
Chainsaws and
piano lounge
pianos.
music.
Yeah.
Yes, we specialize in putting things together that just don't fit. They keep clashing and we can't make them fit, and one of them is faith in politics.
Yeah, more and more, I'm making it my goal more and more to pull away from. I'm not going to watch politics, but I'm going to pull away from arguments in it and everything because, well, you know my faith belief. There's a kingdom. Christ is the king of that kingdom, and it's going to come in its fullest. That's what I'm waiting for. Meanwhile, I'll still vote and everything else, but I don't understand people ignoring the teachings of Jesus Christ, openly ignoring the teachings of Jesus Christ. We talked earlier about being humble, and everybody's saying that Trump is the orange Jesus and he's the man of God and blah, 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 blah. But he's the furthest thing you can get, absolutely polar opposite to humble. He takes credit for absolutely everything and anything that he thinks is good. Even wars he didn't settle.
Budgets he did not do.
Budgets he did not
Infrastructure he did not build.
He didn't do any of that. He's just saying it's all because of me. And then he blames everybody else for any mistakes he makes. So he's the furthest thing from that. And we can go on, and I don't know how far you want to go into this.
Let's wrap this idea around your song, Strong Delusion.
Oh, strong, yeah. Strong.
So let's talk about strong delusion and talk about how that works its way. I guess an analogy would be the wolf in sheep's clothing. How many wolves are there in the Christian congregations? How many pastors are preaching pro-Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk, the Christian martyr of our times? And just for the record, and maybe we'll get slammed, we are not Charlie Kirk fans. In fact, with the more we study Charlie Kirk, his clips, his debates, he was recently at Oxford, student debate there. And if you judge a person by their words, Charlie Kirk has a lot to account for. Well,
and let's speak of words, because I'd like to bring this up. I was thinking about it today. We know that Trump said, I'm just trying to get to heaven. Well, wait a minute. Whoa, you had at least four of the most powerful evangelical leaders circle around you. You've got someone who prays for you every day, and with Kaylee, whatever.
Caroline Levitt doing the prayer meetings before she goes out and lies through her teeth.
You've got all of these Christians, and not one of them has said to Mr. Trump, you may not want to have that fundraiser, help the president get to heaven. Just give me 5 minutes and I'll tell you how you get to heaven. You're saved by grace. None of them have come forward. None of them have told him and led him in that direction. No, and then maybe you wouldn't see the arrogance. Maybe you wouldn't see the speak to everybody with kindness. As far as it is up to you to be at peace with everybody. As far as it's up to you, be gentle. All of these things that were taught by our Savior and his apostles, Trump is the exact opposite. And not only that, people like Charlie come along and they're taking up that mantle. They're being the same way. They're speaking harshly about, certain things that are appalling to me. I'm not saying everything he is appalling. I'm not saying that because I never studied the guy. But some of the things he has said are pretty strong language. And some people go, well, you need to have that. Well, maybe you don't need to have that as a Christian. Maybe you really don't, because your kingdom's supposed to be coming.
Let's go back with your word, humble. Of all the traits that you could have that would be Christ-like, humility is probably next to the top of the list. If I was to list the values I would look for in people who use the label and proclaim the label and preach the label Christian.
Let your gentleness be known.
There's two, humility and gentleness.
As far as it is up to you, be at peace with everyone.
Not at war.
Not at war, at peace with everyone.
So you mean the Secretary of Defense who changes the Pentagon to the Department of War? We're not supposed to be at war with everybody.
Well, I mean, just the way he talks about even the people he's getting kicked off the air for free speech. Even the way he talks about them. How he talks about Biden, Kamala, All of these people, his ways he talks
Aggressive,
are not peaceful, not gentle,
accusatory.
not kindness. Don't use any harsh words.
Name
That's in the
calling.
scriptures. No harsh words.
Yeah. The people who came right out after the Charlie Kirk thing, Steve Bannon, for instance, said it's war. All the far right podcasters used the same kind of language, hostile. It's battle time, gird your loins, get ready, you know, the armor of God. And I thought, the armor of God, you're going to literal war is what it seems. And you saw the movie Civil War.
Yeah.
So what kind of Christian are you? Not
what kind of
American.
American
I
are
know,
you?
but I'm going to say Christian
Yeah.
now and say, does it still apply? What kind of Christian are you? Are you a Charlie Kirk Christian? Are you a Trump Christian?
Yeah.
Does it seem like those are fair categories to put some people in?
Well, it really is fair, you know, to ask yourself, you know, where do you fit in all of this? Are you like that? Are you falling into the trap of being that? We're to come out from the world, not go into it. And a lot of the faith leaders today have gone into the world. And you can tell by the silence of their organizations, you can tell just by their silence and their approval of someone who is just about the closest thing I could describe as either the strong delusion or the Antichrist.
Wow.
I mean, he is nothing like Christ.
That's not very good options.
No.
Jim. It's either or, and they're both bad.
Well, and I know people are going to be upset about that, but again, in a free speech world, I should be allowed to say that and not end up dead.
Free speech is the order.
Oh, by the way, Charlie Kirk should be able to say what he said and not be dead either.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
And that's
of
what we're
course.
saying. You have the right to say what you want to say. What do they have? There's two different approaches for language. There is no such thing as hate speech, apparently, unless Pam Bondi has her way. She's going to call anything, any speech that disagrees with the current policy of the administration will be labeled hate speech.
See, what a dictatorship. I mean, what a authoritarian organization. The United States is already there. I told you that. And my personal opinion is going to probably take civil war in order to ever bring the United States back.
Well, let's hope,
and
yeah.
other nations might take advantage of that. And
Oh,
just
I can
take them
list
out.
a few. Yeah, I can list a few. I'm thinking of all the people in Trump's cabinet, and I'm thinking of the language. I'm thinking of the big push was to clear out everybody who they deemed to be incompetent or woke, a DEI hire. And then I'm looking at Pam Bondi. I'm looking at Kash Patel.
He had a list, he said. He had a list, a revenge list.
And I'm looking at Kash Patel's second in command, who came from the right-wing talking podcaster. And we're looking at how many? 20? There's some 20 Fox former podcasters or news people, or I don't know, you couldn't call them news, talking heads, opinion people, are in the Trump administration.
Well, this is why I think it's probably eventually going to fall, because you've taken all the credible people, all of those who truly have the United States in their heart, and you've replaced them with celebrities. And they're just not going to do the same work. They fired their intelligence commander in charge of intelligence and put somebody else in there. Well, the guy that was there because he was doing a job and doing it well. So now, all of a sudden, what are you going to find out? You've got Putin now flying over and teasing Poland and doing even war games close to the border in, what's the other country?
Belarus.
Is it Belarus? All right.
Well, Belarus and Russia are now tag teaming, so they're together. And there's easy access to Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia through Belarus, as well as a northern front on Ukraine if the Russians go through Belarus, as they did in 2022. So that's a lot to be worried about. And who did Trump go after when the drones went into Poland?
Zelensky.
He went after Zelensky and NATO.
Yeah, and NATO.
And NATO? What?
Well, he's. I personally think the man is a traitor. I really do think he's an operative for the Russians in some way. Maybe not right out there like a normal one, but I think Putin's directing it.
Chainsaw or lounge music, Jim? I don't know which one we should take. Sometimes I think it's the chainsaw. Get rid of the swamp. How do you do it? I don't know. Take a chainsaw to it. Musk tried, but he cut the wrong thing too.
Stay tuned, folks, because I don't see how it can be covered.
Cover story blow.
USA. Hey.
Come
Oh,
on,
it might be a
true.
powerhouse on Earth.
One
It
smoking
might be
gun
that still, but
exposed.
it's not a democracy.
Not a democracy. We live in a post-American era. Jim and Terry Show. We'll keep you posted. Two guys in a hobbit hole with a coffee.
Political for not being political.
Bye-bye.